Dale!
What?
What's the weather like today, Fusion? Hail, Hydra.
Bollocks.
Funnily enough, I was pretty sure that was going to be Al's reaction to that line. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shuntcast. It is episode 13 and we are kicking off the round of 16. And because of that, the Shuntcast is switching up the format a little bit this time. We have got Al Kindle for the whole episode. Aren't you delighted, Al?
Yay.
You can just feel the happiness oozing from Al. He's a really happy guy normally. Al was nodding in agreement. You didn't see him, but he genuinely I'm lying. He's not. He's delighted to be here. So our first match of the night is Witch Doctor versus Sawblaze, and well, Sawblaze definitely got revenge on Witch Doctor for last time. It took off the ribs. It took off the wedge, and Witch Doctor got counted out with 1 second to go. How salty is that? It's amazing.
Yeah, I liked it. Jameson not messing around. I mean, getting in there, hitting hard. I like that one moment as well when Sawblade got Witch Doctor right in the middle of his weapon and dragged it around for a few seconds.
Oh yeah, the spinner got stuck in the Drisk, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was a nice moment. We should have that up for the Good Hit of the Night award.
Yeah.
That was a tasty hit.
This was a great match. Pretty sure I've mentioned it before. Sawblaze is probably my favorite BattleBot. Just because of what it is. It's not a spinner. It's not a lifter. It's a flipper. It's in that unique category that Stupid Blacksmith is also in. But that's another story. Yeah, I was really concerned at first when I saw when they rolled it out, and it kind of had the same front end that did not work at all last season against Witch Doctor. Both of us, Blacksmith and Sawblaze, got brutalized by Witch Doctor last season. So I was slightly concerned, and early on he took a couple hits. I'm like, here we go. The one got tweaked, but then he just kind of owned him from there out. It was really three quarters of the fight was all Sawblaze. Those hits he was landing were brutal. If you see some of the pictures they posted online, there is just gashes taken out like they weren't even there. So he really has that bot, I think, locked in now. Everything it's pretty much at apex right now, and I'm rooting for him.
I think it's also a testament to his driving, because how many people do you know can bully Mike Gallately's driving in the arena for that long?
Oh, absolutely. That's another thing that jumped out. I mean, JMO is great, but as I found out facing Mike, he is secretly very good also. He's one of the best drivers out there, and I don't think he really gets too much mention of it. But so yeah, that was kind of a driving duel, but in the end I think JMO really came out on top in that department as well.
Yeah, it was a convincing act of revenge, I think. It wasn't a limp revenge. It was a very good take that kind of revenge.
Yeah, there was no doubt. If they didn't get counted out, there was not going to be no doubt about that decision.
Oh yeah, definitely. If that had gone to the judges with 1 second to go, then, that's amazing. Getting counted out with 1 second to go. We shall move on to Uppercut versus Ribbot. I have to admit, I was quite sad at the end of this fight because Uppercut just dominated and just splatted Ribbot everywhere. And then there's just I don't even know what happened at the end. Did they get hit by the pulverizer, or is it a weapon-to-weapon hit? It was so quick. Blinked and you missed it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm still shocked. I've got the Maddie face from Hijinks. Just the surprise and what the hell happened?
It was like, how did that happen to Uppercut? Just wow. Maddie's face, literally, I love that meme, by the way. Everybody go on Shunt Posting and see the Maddie meme and see the Maddie face, because that's going to be like one of my new favourite reaction memes now, is that. I've got all my reaction memes down, right? If I'm grumpy, I've got Al. If I'm really pissed off, I've got Al. And if I'm fabulous, I've got Al, because there is the bitch I'm fabulous Al as well.
I am the total package.
You are. I have so many reaction memes of you. It's ridiculous. But I've now got a Maddie reaction meme, and I'm very happy. So such a disappointing loss for Uppercut, though. I guess you could say that Ribbot had a Kermit to kill.
Oh.
That's just, that's not
Bloody
even
hell.
good.
Oh, Al went English there. I love it. I'm sorry. I thought of that one earlier. I've been saving it for like 6 hours, and I'm so happy I got it out now. I'm so sorry, Al. What did you make of Uppercut versus Ribbot?
Well, my bracket went in the garbage like a long time ago, so it didn't really matter at this point. But yeah, this is a bracket buster. I would have lost money on this fight for sure.
Oh,
Ribbot really had a blacksmith vibe going. It's like, yeah, well, whatever. This match is over. Front wheels are gone. Weapons gone. Whatever. Keep going. I was waiting for him to yell over. Is that all you got? And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, look at that. We're gonna win. But yeah, I thought it was pretty shocking. It was a testament to how durable Ribbot really is. I mean,
that's true.
The tires came off in the front, but the damn bot just would not stop coming. So, and at that point, you got nothing to lose. So there's no reason not to do that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd have
lost money.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have had Uppercut for this, but Uppercut croaked it.
But this goes to show you, it's one of the things that no matter what happens, keep going, because you never know when the other bot, something might happen internal, anything can happen in the battle box, and things like this do happen.
Yeah, you just, especially at this stage in the competition as well, you've just got to keep going until you are dead. Like dead. Okay, we'll move on to Bloodsport versus Tantrum. This was a bit of a back and forth slugfest as well. Tantrum's spinner went first, but then Bloodsport lost their weapon later. And of course, it went the full 3 minutes, which inevitably means it ends up in the hand of the judges. And with both weapons down, it was, ooh, who's going to take this? It was close, this one, definitely. But I'm happy with Tantrum taking the win on this one. So Tantrum won by split decision. I think on balance, I'm with them on that. I think with both their weapons down, it came down to control and aggression, and Tantrum was all over Bloodsport, and Tantrum is better suited to deal with a robot like Bloodsport, I think, when it's lost its primary weapon.
It could have gone either way for me. I wouldn't have been upset, really. I liked halfway through when Bloodsport's knob got bonked.
Oh yeah, Shremek got bent right over, didn't it?
No, the knob got bonked.
The knob got... okay, I'm sorry. The knob got bonked.
Oh, dear, yes. But yeah, good driving by Tantrum, and yeah, could have gone either way.
Wedge to win, baby.
Wedge to win.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically what happened in this one. Tantrum is proving to be an incredibly effective wedge. And what we also saw is one of those amazing things that always seems to happen in bots. A lot of times I think Tantrum's weapon was just going right over the top, because Tantrum is so short that it's kind of skipping off the top, and it really wasn't able to land a solid hit on Tantrum at all. It did take out the weapon pretty early, but it obviously didn't hurt them as far as being able to drive. And that armor belt that they have on the front 3/4 of the bot is just massive. And it didn't look like it took any damage at all when it did get hits. So Tantrum is going to be difficult moving forward, and it is working great. It's working better than it ever has. I really like that bot too. It's because it's so different with the punching spinner.
I love the punchy spinner.
I enjoy seeing that bot working now and finally doing well.
I think also Aaron is a very underestimated driver in the field, because a lot of people know, Will Bales is a good driver, and Jamison Go is a good driver, and Mike Galately is a good driver. I think Aaron is an underrated but very good driver. They don't promote his driving the way they do for people like Will Bales, for example.
Right. He's kind of quietly back there, just like Mike. But yeah, he did a great job of also staying on Tantrum. He didn't let him get away and run around the box and spin back up. So, once you negate the weapon, that it's a whole different game.
This is very true. We shall move on to your favorite robot, Hail Hydra versus Gigabyte. I won't tell the joke again. Giga bit the dust. Get it? Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
After racking up some air miles, courtesy of Hydra. I loved it. Gigabyte was like a flying saucer.
I mean, I'd like to rename it Giga Flight.
Oh,
we can all make bad jokes anyway.
Boom. Al's just here for the bad jokes, aren't you, Al?
Say flying saucer again.
Flying saucer. Why? Is it my British
I don't know.
accent?
I've never heard flying saucer said in a British accent. It sounds cool.
Aw, thanks. Al made a compliment about me, ladies and gentlebots. Remember that. It'll never happen again.
Bollocks.
I thoroughly enjoyed this fight. I mean, Gigabyte didn't go down too easily, but it was going to go down to Hydra.
It went out quite easily as well.
It went up very easily.
I will say, Hydra is good to watch when they actually move.
This is true. Not with bike cracks. They're not fun to watch when they have bike cracks. There you go. Go on, Al. Go on. What did you think of Hydra versus Gigabyte?
Another great match. I mean, this episode was obviously the best episode of the year, and this match was no exception. What was interesting about this match, you can see that both bots were working perfectly. Really, Gigabyte was I believe it never stopped actually the whole match.
No, didn't look like it did.
And that he was getting thrown all over, landing hard, landing at all different crazy angles. That I believe it was the second or third flip where it became the flying salsa.
Salsa, darling.
It hit 2 or 3 walls. I was like, oh my God, it's going to land in Kenny's lap, and this is it. We're all going to get sued. But it was just, and I was also amazed at how freely they were with firing the flipper when it was right up in Gigabyte's grill with it up on the wedge, and it any moment there that could have gotten torn right off.
Yeah. Did it break towards the end? Because it looked like at the end it was stuck up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think something let go inside, or I don't know if it got tweaked, but it was definitely. I don't see that's a tactical move by Jake holding the arm up there so Gigabyte can hit it.
No, I didn't see that happening either. I must admit, I did really enjoy this fight. It was funny, actually. There were moments in it where I just laughed out loud because it was just hilarious watching Gigabyte basically flying saucer over the arena. It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And that moves us on to Tombstone versus Black Dragon. And you know what? Actually, for the first time in my shunt casting career, I'm going to say I didn't have Tombstone for this one. The only one I might have said that against before would have been Bite Force, but obviously Bite Force isn't around this season. But Tombstone's not been as evil as it used to be. It's had some really tough fights this year, and it's not done as well. And Black Dragon is a monster. And yeah, I have to admit, I had Black Dragon for this, and I was right. I've lost money on the uppercut one, definitely, because I've definitely had uppercut for that one. But I would have not lost money on this one, because I would have bet Black Dragon, and I'd have got it. I mean, once Tombstone's spinner was down, Black Dragon just had the advantage. They've got the wedge, they've got the pushing power, and Tombstone's just not designed for that kind of fight, really, is it, Al?
I don't know what it is, but going back to what we're talking about losing money is if I was forced to make a bet on this match, I wouldn't have felt awesome about it, but I still would have picked Tombstone. Because I think, and the reasoning by that would have been up until now or up in the past, Black Dragon's reliability hasn't been awesome. So I would have given it to Ray because his reliability is great. Except when, the chain does come off sometimes, which it did in this match. And people are saying, Tombstone, it just doesn't have it anymore or whatever. I don't think that's the case.
No, I think it's just had a bad run this season.
Tombstone is as nasty as it's ever been. It's very reliable. Ray is good at what he does. It's not as simple as people think. He doesn't just sit there and spin and let you run into him. There's way more going on than that. But what's happened is the other bots have kind of learned They've learned how to not take the Tombstone bait. Exactly. Not that one. You never chase Ray. Do not chase Ray. If you chase Ray, you're going to lose. And don't go for his wheels because that's when he gets you. He exposes his wheels to you and says, come and get them. That's what he wants you to do. And that's so he could spin around and nail you. But what's also happening is when he does nail you, there's more bots now than Blacksmith that can take big hits. And the evolution of bots still being able to have big spinners and big hitters and take a hit. Black Dragon had a huge 3/4 wrapped front wedge on as well. That I was like, wow, my teammates, we chat during the match, and John was like, oh, I like that wedge. But that's what bot people do when they're watching. Oh, I like that worked pretty good, and this and that, and so yeah, it's not so much that Tombstone isn't as good anymore. It's just that the other bots have caught up.
This is true.
And in this match, and what is true about Tombstone is if the chain comes off, it's pretty much over, because I don't want to say one trick pony, but it is in that respect. He's not really going to be able to win a pushing match with anyone at that point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Once it became a pushing match, it was Black Dragons to take.
Exactly. Unless the other bot dies, which could happen. It's pretty much over at that point, unless it's right at the end and he really dominated damage, which we've seen in the past. Yeah. But yeah, it's just that's how it went. And once the weapons are gone, Black Dragon is still a very good wedge, good drivetrain, and that's how it went.
I like the we don't have Daniel Freitas anymore, the intense driving face, but we got a Brazilian team joint face halfway through this fight, which I enjoyed.
Did you notice the armor helmet that they gave to Marnoduck?
Yes.
I liked that. I need a little armor. I need a little armor helmet for Percy. So I'm gonna talk to the Black Dragons and say, hey, who's your armor dealer? I need some.
Black Dragon. Get it? Dragon.
Raygon. Oh dear. Oh.
Black Dragon. Yes.
That was a stretch that even Stretch Armstrong would be proud of, Dale.
I'd try.
We will move on to Whiplash versus Valkyrie, and I think Valkyrie needs to be hospitalised because it's now had a double dose of Whiplash. And, poor Valkyrie. I mean, this is not to say that Valkyrie is in any way not a decent bot. Valkyrie is a very decent bot, and it looks amazing. I love it. There's nothing I don't love about Valkyrie. But it has not showed the same reliability later in the season that it did in the match against Rotator, for example. Like, oh man, the fight against Rotator had me so excited because it was like, oh yeah, do you know what? Valkyrie's really got it dialed in now, and I think they can go really far. And I thought they'd at least make the top 8 at least, but unfortunately it's not showed the reliability since the Rotator fight. And also then you're up against Matt Vasquez, and I mean that Matt Vasquez is that robot's additional weapon, isn't it? Just
yeah, I said that the other episode. I think the last time they fought, I think.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, this was a driving masterclass. It really was.
I'd like to repeat what I said last time. The last time they two fought. Just say that same thing again.
Pretty much. Although, I have to say, Whiplash did bully it even more this time. It bullied Valkyrie last time, but it bullied it even harder this time.
There's a nice moment as well when Valkyrie was balanced on Whiplash's weapon.
I did like that.
Yes.
They held them up by the spinner a couple of times. That was quite nice.
Another great match. I agree with everything you said about Valkyrie. Definitely, I would put it on one of the most improved bot lists for this year.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, and I don't even think it was a reliability issue. It's a matchup issue. Like I said, you're up against Matt. You have to bring your A game driving. And one of the things this season, they have that configuration with just the lifter. As opposed to the lifter with the spinner. And that combination with this big plow front end has worked very well against horizontals. Well, actually, I guess they only fought with Valkyrie twice now, right? Is that what they...
Yes, they have fought Valkyrie twice.
But it's working great. And he was up in their grill, lifting him up. There was at one point where they lifted him and it stayed perfectly horizontal with the gyro effects.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. And, I mean, that was another one. All Valkyrie had to do was come down at the right angle and land on him, and it would have taken out that whole arm assembly.
Yeah, true.
But it just never happened. And once Matt's on you, especially like with a spinner, and if you don't have a lot of drivetrain where you can counter, and that's one of the Valkyrie's weak points. It doesn't have a lot of control. It's not like they're going to be able to run away from Matt. And once he's on you, it's like an angry hornet's nest, and you have to be able to hit him and get him away from you, and they just couldn't. So, pretty dominant win for Whiplash.
Matt's one of those drivers you've got to beat him into submission and literally destroy him, or he will destroy you.
Yep.
Basically. We will move on to Mammoth versus Shatter, and I have to admit I was very torn on this fight because on the one hand I have some allegiance to a fellow Hammerbot in Shatter, but I also have allegiance to a fellow Elephant Bot in Mammoth. So I was a bit torn on who I wanted to win this one. I know that Al was rooting for Mammoth because Adam's got too much hair and Al is jealous of Adam's man bun. So Al was obviously rooting for Mammoth in this one. The judge's decision was close, though. I must admit, my heart wanted to give it to Mammoth. I accept the decision because it was so close and I couldn't have called it. But in my heart, I wanted Mammoth to win. What about you, Dale?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to be annoyed either way. I mean, I didn't think Shatter actually properly won it, but I can see how they got given it, if that makes sense. It was like they tried to repeat Huge and Mammoth in this fight with the flipping and all the sort of... They got tangled up. That was quite funny.
There was lots of entanglement.
Yeah.
That'll be a new rule next year. Mammoth will get banned as an entanglement device. I mean, you wouldn't put it past them.
Probably not, no.
Al wouldn't put it past them.
Mammoth sort of showing it's fairly decent as a pushing bot without that weapon. Oh, it is. It doesn't look like it should be, but it did a fairly decent job.
Yeah, the upgrades they made to the drive and the weapon this year, because they've gone entirely brushless now, I think. And yeah, it shows that the drivetrain's got much more power, and that weapon as well. I mean, well, we all saw what it did to Huge. It's ridiculous.
This was another very entertaining match. Mammoth is another one, definitely on the most improved bot list. Has done amazingly well in the tournament. I don't think many people expected it to, he's probably a bracket breaker early on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
after Copperhead.
right, absolutely. And don't tell anybody, but I think Shatter's kind of growing on me. I mean, hey, it's a hammer bot, and I think
you gotta have a bit of loyalty.
It's actually working very well this season, and you got to give it to Adam and his team for that. So you kind of can't deny it. Another just example of something like Mammoth just comes in so outside of every meta, and it's like you're sitting there thinking about building your bot, and there's a handful of bots that come up. Well, how are we going to deal with it when we fight X? And one of them is Mammoth, and the other one is Huge. Oh, how the hell you deal with Huge? How do you deal with Mammoth? Because it's just something that's so bonkers that, I mean, you can't design towards fighting them, or you're not going to be able to fight anybody else.
Right.
So it's kind of like, but Shatter made it work. He's got a long arm. He's got good swing on that hammer. And I think what really helped at the end was when Mammoth's wheel came off.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it would have gone. I think I would still give it to Shatter without the wheel, but I think that kind of solidified it because something like that just jumps out, We
got a nice bonk on the battery box as well.
Yeah. So, I would have picked Shatter to win this match, and they did.
I am sad for Mammoth, though, because I think for me it was just so close. I can see why Shatter got it, yeah. But it was so close. Everything happened in this fight.
Right, like if you ask me which bot are you most surprised how far it got, I think it was easily the answer is Mammoth.
Definitely. I mean, you look when Mammoth made its debut last season. If you said to us last season, "Oh, next season Mammoth's going to be in the top 16," everybody would be like, right. "Fuck off!" Literally, no way. It's just scaffolding. Right? Scaffolding doesn't get into the top 16, but that's some bloody mighty scaffolding. I'll give it that. Right, we'll move on to the last fight of the night, which is Rotator versus Endgame, and there seems to be a lot of salt about this fight. Lots of people are thinking that Rotator deserved the win. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that, because Endgame did more damage, I think, for me, and yeah, I don't entirely understand the salt, but that's not to say that Rotator made it easy for Endgame at all. It was a really, really close match, and for me, it probably could have gone either way. But I keep my eye on the groups and stuff, and this week's salt is definitely about this fight. So, Al, what do you make of the judge's decision, being an expert on judges' decisions yourself?
I think this was. I disagree with this call.
Okay.
I don't want to call it a bad call because I do think it was very close. So I don't think this was a blatant, oh my God, what the hell were the judges thinking moment. I do think it was a very close match. I would have just gone the other way. There was a lot. If you look at the pictures of Endgame, Rotator did a lot of damage. And he did take out their weapon. And I think in the end, both of the weapons were gone.
Yeah, both weapons were gone by the end.
Possibly, if Rotator's weapon never died and he was hitting the whole time, probably the match goes his way unanimously. But like I said, it's tough. I mean, I'm not up there judging blow by blow, so maybe if you sat there with a card and actually scored it, I don't know. But
I think maybe what did it for a lot of people is that because Endgame's weapon went so early on and Rotator's didn't, I think you probably spent a large chunk of the fight thinking, oh, Rotator's got this. Because Rotator's been so durable, so reliable, and so hard-hitting this season. I mean, not that Endgame hasn't been, but, Endgame lost its weapon early on in the fight. And I literally spent the whole fight just like, yeah, okay, Rotator's got this. Oh, wait, now Rotator's weapon's gone. Okay, game changer. And then, Endgame had the control, I think, as well. When it came down to pushing and stuff, I think Endgame for me was taking the control points. And that is not to say that Victor's driving isn't good. It is, but I just think in this scenario that one was better. But there we go. It's all in the hands of the judges. And if you want to win, don't let it go to the judges. That's the lesson everyone's taking home this season. Right, we have a Good Hit of the Night award to give out. What our suggestions are: Hydra turns Gigabyte into a flying saucer. I'm going to put extra emphasis on that now, just for Al. Black Dragon sending Tombstone flying. Sawblaze getting its spinner stuck inside Witch Doctor's spinner. The Pulverizer taking out Uppercut.
Maybe the when Endgame pushed Rotator into the driver's box. That was like not the same as a good hit during the fight, but it was
it was a good hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Al, it's your decision. So out of those, who do you think you'd like to give the Good Hit of the Night award to?
I'm going to go with the Hydra turning Gigabyte into a flying saucer.
Saucer. You said it wrong. Saucer, darling. Saucer.
Very saucy.
Oh, dear.
Flying pork roll.
Say debauchery.
What?
Say debauchery.
Is that like debauchery?
Yes, it's a word. Go look it up in the dictionary.
That's a nice white bite handle.
Okay, we're going to move on to the fan questions. Are you ready?
Ready.
We have burning questions for you that the fans would like to know. First of all, Jonathan Scarpa says, what the hell?
What?
I don't know. That's just what it said. It just said, what the hell? So
right on, man.
It might be surprised of Al being a guest, maybe.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing on my show, Al? It's not like you've been here before.
I don't know, bailing out people who can't keep their obligations. Next.
Yeah, down next.
Bollocks.
It's not like he's going to listen to this, to be fair.
Right? I mean, he's not one of the 4 listeners.
Yeah. 5 now.
How many are we up to? 6?
5, I think. We're up to 5 now.
I might have to listen to this one.
Oh, 6 then.
6. Anyway, one of these 6, Helen Claudio. Hi, Helen. She asks, when will we see you back on BattleBots?
We are actually going to be in the shop tomorrow doing some things. So we plan to be there this next season.
We hope so. Hopefully, we'll see.
Assuming there is a season.
Assuming, yes, of course. Yeah. I would like to have a bonk off with you. So, that needs to happen.
Fight with the weapon and fight with the robots.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Wow. Okay, so listeners, did you know that Al's friends think I'm his girlfriend now because he does my show with me?
You're not.
He comes on my show to talk about metal. No, I'm not, Al. Sorry, your wife would be very unhappy with me.
Wow.
Actually, no, she'd probably be relieved. She'd be like, fucking take him.
Get rid of me. Yeah.
He's a fucking delight. Anyway, Jake Anderson says, how's life, mate? Doing all right?
Who's this from?
Jake Anderson. He says, how is life, mate? Are you doing okay?
Good, Jake. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I can't answer on behalf of Jake, but Dale has another question for you.
Yes, I do. From Adam Matthew Peckett, he wants to know which robot has surprised you the most this season.
Which robot has surprised me the most?
Yes.
I guess I would have to go with Mammoth. We talked about that earlier. You know, making it so far into the brackets as it did, I would never have picked it to go that far.
Definitely. Literally, if you said Mammoth is in the top 16 this year, it'd be like, you were.
You know, honorable mention, I guess, would have to be Jackpot as well. Because
That's true.
It's like, oh, what is this new bot that costs like, you know, $27? And to say that he was going to be on, he was undefeated, wasn't he, in the fight cards?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I would have been like, get the hell out of here. But so I'd say, you know, Jackpot and but mainly Mammoth, I think, just because, you know, a vertical spinner you might expect, oh, if it works, it'll do well. So, but Mammoth, it's like, wow, you know, it got past because that we were just in the 16. So yeah.
I mean, it defeated Copperhead.
Right. It you know, destroyed that whole side of the bracket for like everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
Bets were lost that evening. Bets were lost. Stephanie Farmer asks, what, if anything, brings you joy?
Doing this show for you 7 people.
He's complimented us again, Dale. I'm starting to worry about him.
Yes, it is a bit worrying now, isn't it? Moving on. Arthur Chilcott from Mortis says, hi Al, is Sarah really that annoying?
Even more so.
Aww, you're so kind, thanks. That's a compliment.
I have to balance out the compliments.
You do. Although, to be fair, me being called weird or annoying is like, I've achieved, and I'm happy with that. So I'll ask you another annoying question, maybe. It depends. It's up to you. Daniel Urban asks, was my mum right all those years? If you keep making that face, does it get stuck that way?
With training and hard work, you can unstick it.
Or win a judge's decision. That helps.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Oh dear. Monkey Greg wants to know, when Pinksmith?
Monkey Greg, huh? Yes.
Yeah.
Now we know Greg Munson's ghost account. Sorry, I think we're gonna stick with the black and green for Nuclear Blast.
Oh, that's good. At least I don't have to buy you a tutu to go with it.
Oh, I can still do that.
Okay, I'm buying you a tutu.
Do they make them in neon green?
I'll get you a neon green tutu. I'll bring it next season.
Okay.
Okay. Tom Brisbane asks, which has been the best underdog performance for you this year? I mean, from what you said earlier, I guess you're going to go with Mammoth, but you could pick another one just for Tom.
I'd have to think about it. Obviously, yeah, Mammoth, but perhaps this one you'd have to go with Jackpot more. Rookie bot, you know, cost $15 to make, first battle bots ever for this team, and so yeah, I think I'll go with Jackpot.
Got cheaper by the minute. Amazing. Tombo Bacta asks, will Blacksmith ever wield any smithy tools?
I have enough trouble making weight now. Sure, like maybe one of the, like a pair of tongs or something, or I don't know. That's a weird question.
Do you know what I'm going to do next? Well, season 6, I'm going to win the giant nut, and then season 7, the giant nut is going to be Nellie's hammer attachment.
That works.
That was my foolproof plan. All I've got to do is win the giant nut. What could possibly go wrong?
See, then you got to get one of the giant bolt awards, so you could use that for the weapon lock.
Haha, very true. Noel Junior Villegas asks, which bot should have more fire?
All of them. Every bot should have to use the same amount of weight that we do for a silly fire apparatus.
Why not? Give all the bots all the fire.
But JMO should. He's got that cute little green flame,
It wasn't cute when it blew up.
It needs to. No. It should. That's how it should be all the time. But coming out where it's supposed to, not everywhere.
Trey, in his fire suit outfit, disagrees with you.
Astro Trey to the rescue.
Yes. Or Ghostbuster Trey, I think. I think he looks like a Ghostbuster in that outfit. Especially when he comes out with the giant tube for sucking out all the poisonous gases. It's just, oh, bless him. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we're too familiar with that tube.
Moving on, Rara Granger asks if she can build a hammerbot.
I wouldn't. I'm sure she's capable, but since no one listens to me, go ahead.
I mean, she is on the Nelly team. She's obviously going to go ahead and be stupid and build another one. Don't do it, Rara. Don't do it. One's enough. Okay, we have a question from Jake Hewitt.
Oh, wonderful.
He said that he heard you were really Martha Stewart without the wig. Is it true?
I am actually Snoop Dogg without the baggy pants.
Could I admit something to you? So
have you ever seen both together?
No, I haven't. So Jake dropped this question on the thread, and I then had to go and message Jake and say, "Pardon my Britishness, Mr. Hewitt, but who is Martha Stewart?" Would you like to know Jake's exact response to who is Martha Stewart? Because I'm going to go for it. Old white famous cooking lady got called racist. Show got cancelled. So that's literally all I know.
That's pretty accurate.
And so I said, okay. I responded, I see. She sounds nice. So, there we go. Dale has your last question.
I do, from Samuel Grassoff. Grassoff? Yes. So he asks, without any bias, how well do you think Black Myth would do against Hydra?
Horrible matchup for us. Flippers are always, it's just a very tough matchup for hammers in general. It's all about the front ends and the ground game at that point, and Hydra is awesome at that. I do think that match is going to happen, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, is your hammer your Shremek as well? Must be.
I don't know what a Shremek is.
Self-writing mechanism.
Wow. Is that what that means? It sounds like something Avatar or something.
It got invented on Robot Wars. The first robot, well, there's debate that Chaos could have done it, I think, but the big time it first happened back on really, really old Robot Wars was Series 2 of Robot Wars when Cassius did it. Remember, it was a front-hinged hydraulic flipper. And at first, Johnny Pierce, the commentator, called it a bunny hop, but it later they coined the phrase Shremek, which is short for self-writing mechanism. And later on in Robot Wars history, there was a Shremek song by the Plunderbird team, which is where we get the expression, have you got a Shremek? Course we have, from. So Al is a true shunt poster because he honestly knew that before me telling him. Unfortunately, you do have to know this. This is shunt posting criteria. You do have to. I'm going to send you the Shremek song later. I know you're not going to put it in the Builders playlist.
Eric did nothing wrong or something.
That's Tornado. Tornado did nothing wrong.
Whatever.
Tornado was the Hydra of Robot Wars because Tornado had the cage, and so when Hydra happened, everybody's like, "Oh, okay, so Hydra is the new Tornado." Right, we will play a game of beat defeat judges. It's like Snog Marry Avoid, but less creepy and more robots. Your robot is obviously Blacksmith, and your three opponents are Tombstone, Nelly, and Gigabyte. One you beat, one defeats you, and one goes to the judges. Tombstone, Nelly, and Gigabyte.
Tombstone, Nelly, and Gigabyte. Well, those are good ones. So wait, so how does this work?
So one of them you beat, one of them defeats you, and one of them goes to the judges. You have to choose which one is which.
Nelly, we beat. Tombstone beats us, and Gigabyte goes to the judges.
Oh, where'd Nelly to go to the judges? Goodness sake. I mean, to be fair, out of those three, that's the one likely to go to the judges, right? Because Tombstone will either murder you or something. Gigabyte will die, and Nelly will last the whole match, and we'll just hit each other.
Well, this is the worst thing for Blacksmith to be part of, because every damn match goes to the judges. Well, let's be honest.
If we went to the judges, law according to the salty fanboys, it's because I'm a girl.
No, that's why it wouldn't go to the judges. I would lose because you're a girl. No, I would lose because it's Blacksmith. So it's.
That sound means it's time for the Builders playlist. Rara, are you here?
I'm here and ready.
Awesome.
Hail Hydra.
Of course. This is just your greeting and your goodbye now. It's just Hail Hydra.
I get weird looks at work now.
How much does Jake pay you for this?
A nickel every time I say it.
Oh,
It's not that much. In today's
if I save up enough, I get some. I get a Waiachi fidget spinner if I get 10 box tops.
Yay!
You got like a Starbucks stamp card for it's a Waiachi stamp card.
What have you got to do for a safety switch?
Oh man, you don't want to know.
Okay, so metal children, metal. Let's go back to the music, shall we? So first up, Sebastian Cousins thought that Bob the Builder would be an appropriate Builders playlist song. But see, I have an 8-year-old and I cannot physically listen to Bob the Builder anymore. So I thought we should go and find a metal version. And of the metal versions I found, this was the best one. Here we go. This is Bob the Builder by Basham.
Join the crew, Bob and the gang, so much fun, working together to get the job done. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder, yes we can, build you to move.
I mean, the fact that this was the best out of the ones I found was a somewhat damning indictment of the metal covers of this song, really, wasn't it?
If this is the best they have, I don't want to know what the worst you found was.
Was it even metal? Al, did you think it was metal?
Maybe, but the problem is the closest metal that it's kind of close to is not my favorite type of metal. I guess it's funny, but I don't have kids, so I'm not really familiar with Bob the Builder other than he builds things and he's a Muppet or something. So this song didn't really do anything for me.
It's also British, so I don't. Do you have Bob the Builder in America? I don't even know.
I've heard of him, so I mean, I know what. If you showed me a picture, I would go, "Oh, Bob the Builder." You know,
Okay.
He builds things. He's got talking equipment. He's starting to sound like a Roboteer already.
Perfect.
So
Nah, it was not great.
it wasn't. I mean, I don't enjoy the song anyway, and having the metal version of it definitely did not increase my enjoyment of it. Maybe if there was a better metal version of it, but this one was not it. So I mean, I can't really say anything against the fan though. Sebastian Cousins just said Bob the Builder, and it was my choice to go and find a metal version, much to my dismay. Al doesn't seem convinced though, does he, Rara?
No, and I don't blame him.
It's a nay, isn't it, Al?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one.
Very, very understandable.
That's okay. So the next one that we have is from an anonymous source who only wishes to go by the name Brain Navy.
Uh-huh.
And they've suggested Evan Polka by Corpliclani.
Corpiclani!
Corpiclani!
That's how I pronounce it too. I don't.
Here we go. Here's Corpiclani.
Thank you, Sarah.
Jalkani pohii kutkutti, Ievan äiti se tyttönsä
love the fact that this is like the greatest meme song ever in the form of the Turkish man playing his bongo drum.
And the thing is, I love this song for a completely different reason, and I knew about this version of it as well because I fell in love with this song about 5, maybe 6 years ago when I heard the Hatsune Miku version of it. So, hit me up, Charles Kwan. Finger guns and all that.
I have heard that version of it as well, and I have to say that was an experience that I did not enjoy. The Korpiklani version of it, this is brilliant. The Miku one, no. You can keep Charles for that one. He's firmly in your camp for that one.
Good.
Ow! Did you like it?
I did. I like this song. I generally like Korpiklani, or however you want to pronounce it or attempt to pronounce it.
You got it right. Well done.
I'm semi new to them, and maybe the last couple of years they come up on my Pandora. I have a couple bizarre channels that kind of stemmed off of Ailstorm, so they definitely drift in the folk metal, pirate metal-y, weird. Them and Turasas, I think, is the other one that has some good stuff.
Yeah, we've had them on the they are in the Builders playlist with their cover of Rasputin.
The vocals don't thrill me, but I think it kind of fits with their style. The weird
just
thing
because you don't understand them.
Yeah, that's it too. But whatever. I mean, I like the music. I like the style. It's funny because when I was listening to this song earlier, I was like, "Oh, this kind of makes me think of the Dropkick Murphys," and so that's kind of interesting and that's cool. So I like it.
Now I want to hear Evan, I hardly knew you. Somebody out there is going to get that line. Somebody, like one of our listeners, hopefully, one of the 3 of them.
I would hope so. Someone's got to.
I love this song. I used to go to this metal club years ago. Well, it wasn't a metal club. It was a club that had a metal night on in my hometown, Croydon, right? The Kronks. And they every now and then they would play a silly song. Like they would play Ailstorm, or they play the Toy Dolls version of Nelly the Elephant, or stuff like that. And I always wish they could have played something like this. And every time I hear it, for some reason, even though I never heard it in that bar, it takes me back to that bar because I wish I could go back to that bar and mosh with my mates in a stupid way to this song. Just because you wouldn't do serious moshing to this, really, would you? Like it'd just be insanity, right?
I do need to hunt down the 2 nearest leaks to spin when I'm listening to this, though.
For some reason this song makes me pine for that club and the people I used to go there with, and I just want to have a really silly mosh to it. So Al, you're sounding much happier with this one. So is it going in the Builders playlist?
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. I am very pleased with this. So lastly, Mike Merrick suggests Constellation of Tears by Cain's Offering. Here we go. I didn't know this band until now. I quite like it. I like it quite a lot, actually. Rara, what about you?
Yeah, same bank as you as well. I had not heard this before. I'd not heard of this before. Really enjoyed it.
It reminds me of Stratovarius.
No, I'll give you that.
And something else. I can't put my finger on it. Ow, help me out here. Because you and I talked about this earlier.
Yes.
You thought it sounded like a Stratovarius and...
Sonata Arctica.
Yes, that was it. Yes.
And funny thing happened when I actually... Because I really like this song. And I had never heard of these guys. And same thing. I'm like, wow, this has a real strong Stratovarius, Sonata Arctica. The singer even sounds like... Timo from Stratovarius. I'm like, oh, let me look these guys up, Google them, and well, that's why it sounds like them, because it's made up of members of each band. So it's Timo on vocals, and it's Timo, the vocalist from Stratovarius, and various previous members from Sonata Arctica. I don't know their names. I don't follow them as closely.
Their names are Finnish, so you probably can't pronounce them.
Jens Johansson or something.
You'll have a better
keyboard.
time than I did there.
He's in Stratovarius as well, so that's why it reminded us of those two bands, and that's probably why it's pretty good.
I like that. Yeah, I love it really reminds me of Stratovarius. And then literally 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, one of the members from Stratovarius is in this band. Well, that would be why then. I love this. Thank you for this suggestion, Mike. I loved this. And this is not only going to go, I think, on the Builders playlist, right, Al?
Absolutely.
But it's also going to go on the Nelly playlist, if you please, Rara.
I will put it on right this very second.
Epic. So I know I said lastly, but forgive me, Dale keeps harassing me over this one. So he's posted so many suggestions on the Builders playlist, bless him. He really wants to be included. So I thought I'd put one of Dale's suggestions on. Here is this monstrosity.
Technical T-Rex, technical T-Rex, T in T-Rex stands for technical T-Rex, 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 technical T-Rex.
Technical T-Rex, technical T... Owl has fallen asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Wakey, wakey, Owl!
That was a thing.
Yeah, no comment.
Amazing. Oh, Dale.
I'm very proud of him for finding such a wonderful thing.
He tried. And
He did his best.
technical T-Rex, technical I'm going to stop. It's the end of the Builders playlist. Thank you, Rara and Al, as ever, for joining us. Shunt posters, it is the last Builders playlist next week. We may do something a little special for it, but you will have to stay tuned to find out what that is. But in the meantime, please keep filling that thread with your suggestions, because it may be the case that we may be able to squeeze some more in next week. So get suggesting, because we need them, and otherwise we're going to just have to do Dale suggestions, and that hasn't worked out for us so far.
If he just submitted the original little song for Technical T-Rex, which is a lovely little ukulele song, that would have been fine. He had to submit the monstrosity that he'd done to it.
Yes, so that was Technical T-Rex as Fuck by Dale Bruce.
Which
and
I believe,
suggested by Dale Bruce.
Fun fact, I believe the original Technical T-Rex song was done by Jevon Woodrow of World of Woodrow. The guy who does the news.
I thought, is it Will Bales on ukulele, though? Because he plays ukulele.
I don't know. It might be. I don't fully know.
Shock is sponsored by
Jevon-
his dad's ukulele band.
I need to look into this, because I know Jevon's definitely done a version of that song that has been used in Technical T-Rex, but I didn't know whether it was the actual one that Dale has cannibalized or not.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought Will wrote it, because I know he plays ukulele and it's a ukulele in the song, or it was his dad, possibly. I don't know. Will, if you're listening, Will's not listening. Don't be ridiculous. But
Of course not. Absolutely not.
he doesn't even listen to the episode he's on. God, I mean, nor does Al.
Neither do I.
Will, if you're not listening to this, definitely, absolutely send me the Hypershock that you've got for sale.
Right, there we are going to end the Builders playlist now. Thanks, Rara.
Bye.
Hail Hydra, Al.
Go Sawblaze.
We haven't lost Al after all. Al is still here. Al is going to stick around and help us decide the meme of the week, Dale. And you're going to have to help me out here, because I prepared badly this week.
Well,
And-
lucky for you, I do the job right.
You do. You are my saviour. You're my wingman, and I love you.
I'm unprepared for this part.
Yes, so I'm going to have to say it's basically the same joke, but we had a video version and an image version of Dexter's Laboratory, My Head is on Fire, from John O. Dixon and Justin, let's get the name right, Cisneros. I think that's how you say it.
I think we're sorry,
yeah.
Justin, if we say your name wrong.
Apologies, yes. But basically, Dexter's Laboratory, My Head is on Fire, the Tantrum and Fusion.
Okay, I did see that one. Okay.
It was
I
amusing.
did. Who did the Bon Jovi one?
I believe. Oh, was it Adam Matthew Peckett?
That was my favourite one, because there was so many versions of it that people made. Because there was the obvious one you could make.
Yeah.
His Tantrum is his hair. No, Fusion is his hair. But
We can give it to both, I guess. I just preferred that one because the same joke but two different versions. It must have been.
do you know what?
Yeah.
We have a person to settle this, and who's the best at judges' decisions on this show? It's Al Kindle. So Al, my favourite meme from last week is the Bon Jovi one with Fusion on his hair, and Dale's favourite one is this Dexter's Laboratory one. So you've got to pick to settle this between me and Dale.
I'm gonna go with the Bon Jovi one too because hey, New Jersey.
There we go. So that was Adam Matthew Peckett. Congratulations, Adam Matthew Peckett. You win Meme of the Week for
And I like him better. And he's way better than Bruce Springsteen too.
I regret to inform everybody that I have not got a Faroukalicious award. We just got screwed over with this award this year, didn't we, Dale? We decided last year the Farouking was absolutely excellent. So this year we would have a Faroukalicious award, and then they cut out like half the Farouking.
I'd like to offer an award though for this one.
Okay, go for it.
The Arena Cleaner's Least Favourite Robot Award to Ribbot.
Yes, I'll give that wholeheartedly. No disagreement from me whatsoever. Well, there we go. On that note, ladies and gentlebots, it's time to end the show. It's the end of the Shunkcast. So it's goodbye from Al.
Hail Hydra.
Of course. It's goodbye from Dale.
Hail Bydra.
What's the weather like? Oh, no, I won't do it again. I'm so sorry. And it's goodbye from the Queen. Goodbye.